Hello, everyone. This is primarily as you can tell, I still have the same cam. As you can tell, this is May, and so I thought I'd go ahead and do another quick writing blog in a way, and it will have to be quick because my computer is acting up. And I tried to do this before and it shut off. So anyway, what I want to talk about really quickly is there are 4 excuses that keep all of us from writing, or most of us from writing. I've fallen victim to these myself, and I'm sure that a lot of you will find these familiar. So don't feel like you're alone, because it happens to the best of us. And then I have a bonus at the end, just a little thought. So the first is, one of the major things that keeps us from writing, or many of us, is the idea that we have to be perfect in everything that we write. This is complete bollocks. It is not true. Nothing is ever perfect. Think of an author that you revere or that you have heard of, a classic author. Nobody is perfect when it comes to writing. And it's probably true that you'll never reach the perfection in your head that you have about a project. If you have a novel that you're working on, chances are, you do your best to, write the novel as you wanted to write it, but chances are it'll never turn out to be as good as what you imagined it would be in your head. So number one, don't let perfection keep you from actually writing. Don't let perfection keep you from taking chances. You don't have to write just one thing. You can write many things. Be careful of whose advice you take. Take it all into consideration. Use what works for you and throw away the rest. That includes anything that I say. You're writing, and you as a writer, you're unlike anybody else. So remember that. Now, hold on a minute. Must have liquid. The second thing. Maybe not. Let's try it again. Can you see me drinking through my fingers? Hi. Okay, enough of that. Lack of time. I'm really good at using this excuse when I have about a million other things that I have to do that's really pressing. Lack of time. Well, let's be honest. If you can take time to watch Breaking Bad, The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, fill in the blanks. Think about anything. Maybe you go out to coffee several times a week with friends, and that's all great. But the point is, if you want to be a writer, an editor, or work in the publishing industry, you have to find time somehow. It's a must. You're going to have to cut down on your TV time. I'm so sorry about this, Cam. You're going to have to cut down on social time. This is ridiculous, for God's sake. You're going to have to cut down on something. But if you really want to do this, and if you are a writer at heart, or an editor at heart, or both, you will find time somehow, some way. So, lack of time, that's another big excuse that we use. The third one is other people's opinions. And I hear this a lot from new writers. First of all, write for you. Explore people who, explore reading about people and talking to people who already do this, and find people that encourage you, not people who are snarky to newbies and people that are just getting their footing creatively. Find somebody who is going to encourage you. And just because your mother or your sister or your cousin or whatever, they like what you write, they are not professionals, granted, they may read a lot, but really and truly you need to understand that you will get rejected at times. You will have times when people don't like what you write, and you have to get over that. It's painful, but the point is, you must write no matter what. And other people's opinions are just that. I know that Robert Ludlum was is a very popular author, even though he's not living anymore. Same for Tom Clancy. But quite frankly, it wasn't my style, and so I never really got into the books. That doesn't mean anything negative about those authors. Just like there are people who will never like what I write, but I've got news for them. I'm going to keep writing no matter what, and there's such a vast array of creative works out there and writers that you don't have to choose just certain people. If you don't like what they write, just go to the next. I mean, it's a big accomplishment just to publish something, just to have written something, not even publish it. So, other people's opinions, in the end, if you want to write, you will write what you want to write, and don't let other people stop you. So number 4, because I might be running out of time. This idea that you need to have an advanced degree to write or publish is a bunch of bull. If you want to get an MFA in creative writing and that sort of thing, then that's fine. But if you think that you cannot write or publish until that time, you are sadly mistaken. It is not true. I don't have an MFA. Might get one in the future, but I've been doing what I wanted to do as a career for 17 years now this month. And I never let not having an MFA stop me. And at this point, I've had 5 books published, another one co-authored that's been published, and I don't know, hundreds of stuff published otherwise. And I'm just your garden variety writer. I'm a working writer, so you don't need to have an advanced degree to get started. Don't let that stop you. So now, those are the 4 things I wanted to share with you today. The final thing is be happy for other people's successes, not just in writing and publishing, but in other areas too. I've run into situations, and actually I had this happen in my own life, where I had a book published, and then I had a person who I thought was very close to me and was a close friend, and it kind of wrecked our relationship. I didn't see it coming. Some people see it as a competition or something, or they don't like when other people have good things happen. I don't know. I can't speak for any of those people. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't take away from your light to celebrate when somebody else has light shining on their life. When they have successes and joys and good things happen, it's always good to celebrate, always good to wish them well, always good to be happy for their successes. It's good karma, too. So, a final thought. Writing is not a competition. You're competing with yourself. You're not competing with anybody else. How could you? There's only one you. You're the only person who writes like you. You have your own individual voice. It is your creative essence that brings forth what's on the page, or any other creative endeavor. In effect, nobody could compete with you, and you cannot compete with anyone else. There's nobody else like you, and there's nobody else like, pick a name out of the hat. There's no other Michael Crichton. There's no other J.K. Rowling. There's no other Stephen King. There's just not. So, be happy for who you are. Celebrate that. Be genuine. And also celebrate other people's successes, because it only brings good things back to you. Now, I'll close for now, but do yourself a favor and try and break these bonds of these excuses that keep you from writing. And many, if not most of us, suffer from this. So, and knock that critical imp off your shoulder. So, that's all I have for now, but I will be back later, and I hope that this has helped you in some way. So, have a good weekend.